What if your entire network went down and you didn't know until users started screaming? With SNMP monitoring, you can catch problems before they become disasters. In this video, I'll show you how to set up real-time alerts for your routers, switches, and servers. Plus, the shocking security risk in SNMP v2 that could expose your network. Hint, always use v3. In this course, we're going to talk about network management. We will examine different protocols that allow you to manage an entire network using NMS software. Imagine you have a large network with switches, routers, servers, and lots of workstations. Wouldn't it be great to be able to monitor all these devices centrally? Well, with Supervision software, it is possible to monitor all the devices on your network. For example, as soon as an interface drops, it is possible to receive an email or even a text message on your mobile in order to be the most responsive. Most devices, such as computers, printers, and routers, share certain characteristics. They all have at least one interface, one IP, or even a name. That's why a database with variables has been created to monitor different things of our network equipment. This data is used by the SNMP protocol. SNMP runs on the application layer and consists of an SNMP manager and agent. The SNMP manager is the software that will monitor the network devices, and the SNMP agent is what runs on the network devices you want to monitor. The database, which lists the different variables, is called MIB. A MIB can be an up or down interface of a router, or even the load of a processor. The SNMP manager checks the MIBs on a regular basis. And thanks to this constant monitoring, it is possible to create graphs over 24 hours, or even a whole month. Network devices can also be configured via the SNMP protocol. This can be useful to configure a large number of switches and routers from an SNMP manager without having to connect to Telnet or SSH on each device. A message. SNMP GET is used to query information, and a message, SNMP SET, is used to write a configuration. The Centreon software, which uses the core of Nagios, is an example of NMS. It's a supervision tool. There are many others, like software Zabbix, Eyes of Network, and Observium. If you want to do some testing, I recommend Eyes of Network, which is free and French. If not, you have Centreon, which is still the most used in companies. The supervision software, also known as the manager or manager, will send messages get SNMP to request a status of the various MIB variables, approximately every minute. If, for example, an interface drops, then a notification will be sent to the SNMP manager. We call it an SNMP trap. SNMP to 3 different versions. Version 1 is so old that it's almost impossible to find it on a production network. Both versions 1 and 2 use community strings as the password to authenticate access to the SNMP agent. These communities are sent unencrypted on the network, which is not very secure. And version 3 is the best choice these days, as it supports username-based authentication and also supports encryption. In v3, there are 3 different security modes. One mode without authentication or encryption. One mode with MD5 or SHA authentication, but still without encryption. And one mode with authentication and encryption. We will now move on to the SNMP configuration. In version 1 of SNMP, we first create an access list to authorize only our monitoring server. Here, the ACL number is 1. Then we define its community with the command SNMP server community. In the example, the community is called training. The RO that we see just after stands for single reader. That is to say, the supervision server will only be able to query our equipment. He will not be able to order him to turn off, for example. After the RO, we place our ACL number. The SNMP server host command allows us to define the address of our monitoring server. And don't forget to specify the community. And finally, all that remains is to activate the hatches so that the equipment sends to our server any change of state. To do this, you need to run the command SNMP server enable traps. SNMP version 2 is the most widely used version today. This is exactly the 2C version. The commands are the same, except that in the SNMP server host, we must specify the 2C version. And finally, let's move on to the SMP configuration in version 3. Here, you will first need to configure the SNMP v3 group. Next, configure the monitoring server. And configure the identification of this same server. With the SNMP server group command, it is specified as a community called training, followed by version 3. Then we choose the type of authentication among the 3 available modes. Come after the MIB access mode. It's either read or write, and the v1 default is an unrestricted function because if desired, it is possible to give read or write access to certain MIBs. Then we need to configure a login password for our supervision server. With the SNMP server user command, we specify a connection name. Here we have chosen the name Centreon, followed by the training community. Then we tag the v3 to have the choice of authentication here in MD5, and we put the login password of the supervision server. And all that remains is to identify the monitoring server with the SNMP server host command.